Good morning. Good morning. Hey, Stephanie. Haven't seen you in a while. Good morning. Good morning, Preacher's Agent. I'm going to be very. Good morning, Win Forever. I like that name. Thank you for inviting followers. Let me. My phone is stuck. I'm sorry, 1 second. I don't know why it did that. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining. I'm having a little bit of difficulty trying to technology. Good morning, everyone. Hey, good morning, Shermanita. Once I figure out why this is giving me difficulty, hold on, I'm trying to see y'all. Ah, there I am. All right, you gotta love technology, right? Gotta love technology. So I'm scoping a little bit off the normal schedule today, but I just, had a thought. I really have been thinking a lot about dreamers, and I wanted to talk about two particular words, transition and travail today. And I want to talk to those of us that are carrying dreams and or that are having dreams. And I think that if we understand the process of a dream, if we understand the process and know that it's typical that we're going to go through various phases of our dreams, then it will help us to be able to identify, number one, where we are within our process, and know that it's typical that everyone goes through these processes. So we'll be able to identify where we are and say, hey, okay, I got another phase coming. This is just a part of my process. So I want to talk about two words first, and they are transition and travail. So transition simply means to move from one place to another, or one state to another. Not move from California to Georgia, not that type of state, but a state of mind, a state of being, a way of operating. Good morning, Virtue 58, moving from one disposition even to another type of disposition. So transition. And every dreamer, anyone that's ever had a business, owned any type of business, knows that you will experience, hey, good morning. You will experience levels of transition. You will experiencing a shift, one shift to the next. The business is going great. You got the clients, everything's good. And then bam, a transition. Things freeze up. The money freezes up. Things stop, and you begin to experience a transition, moving from one stage to the next. The next word I want to talk about is travail. If you're going to have any type of dream, any type of baby, even in the natural, you are going to experience travail. Travail is defined as this. Travail is defined as it includes the state of pregnancy from the onset of the first contraction to the full term of actually bringing that baby to birth. That entire process is known as travail. And I believe that if you have a business, a dream, or an idea, even right now in this season, you are experiencing some level of transition and or travail. I need to raise my hand on that one because that's me. And if when I were at church, I say, amen, preacher. I know that you are experiencing some level of travail or transition. So what I want to do is I want to help us understand a part of that journey and that process, and know that this is typical for what you're experiencing and what you're sensing in the spirit right now. It includes the first contraction. That's right. The very first contraction, the very first time you had the idea, the very first time you got excited about your journey, the very first time you got excited about decorating the nursery and hanging up all the little tools and toys for the child to play with. It includes that very first moment of finding out you were pregnant. You were excited to the time that you actually bring that baby to birth. But there are things that occur after your 9 months of carrying your baby, after 9 months of dreaming, after 9 months of building, after 9 months of getting everything together and putting the business plan together and finding out who's going to be in a team and getting your advisory board together and getting all that stuff together. When it's time to bring the baby to birth, you have what are known as contractions. Contractions. These things are very painful. contractions. But there are 3 phases of bringing this thing into actual birth. The first phase of labor is known as early labor. And it is when you'll feel contractions, but they really don't bother you that much. You know, so what, they don't like me, so what, they judge me, so what, they gave me a side eye when I walk by them at church. It doesn't faze you. It's an early phase of labor. You know you got haters, but it doesn't faze you. You feel contractions, but you're able to still, you know, clean the house. You know, you still able to go and do a little bit of light housework. Like, it doesn't bother you because it's the early phases. You feel the discomfort, but it's just an early phase. But in this phase, what's happening is your cervix begins to thin out. Watch this now. It begins to thin out and you begin to dilate. And I believe that if you are a dreamer today, you're experiencing a thinning out. You are experiencing a thinning out of your circle, a thinning out of your support, a thinning out of those that you thought would have your back on this experience. When you first shared your vision and your dream, they were excited about supporting you. But I believe that you are probably experiencing a thinning out if you're in the early stages of labor. And you begin to dilate from up to about 3 centimeters in that early stage. But again, it's just a little bit uncomfortable. It's like, I can handle this. All right, I can handle this. Then you go to the next phase of labor, which is known as active labor. This is when you begin to you really start doing the vision. You start, you know, putting hands to the plow and working it and putting it together and getting your team together and getting everything in order. You really start doing all this thing, you know, getting this active labor. This is when the real work starts. This one is the real work starts and you start working really hard. But in this phase, the contractions now are stronger, longer, and closer together. Stronger, longer, and closer together. In this active stage, you feel pain after pain after pain, press after press after press, struggle after struggle after struggle, rejection after rejection. They deny your proposal. They won't let you in the door. They won't pick up the phone when you call. You're not getting any engagements. One thing after the next, after the next, after the next, stronger and closer together. You're like, God, how long am I going to have to go through this level of pain and contraction? That's the second phase. Then the third phase, the last phase, is known as transition. Transition. In transition now, the pain intensifies. It's super, super hard. It's very hard to the point that you feel like you want to give up and you want to die. You're not going to make it. Why try? Why even try to do this thing any longer? In this third phase of transition, it almost feels impossible and hopeless, like you just cannot do this. I remember even in my own natural childbirth, you know, at first we took Lamaze, we knew what to do. We had, you know, did all the little lessons. And I was like, yes, I got my focal point. They tell you to pick a focal point when you're going to have a dream, a vision. You got to pick something that you're going to focus on. That's not going to, whenever comes your way, you're going to stay focused on that thing. So, okay, I had identified my focal point in the room. I was good to go. I knew the Lamaze training. I was like, I got this. We got this, right, honey? We got this. And I get into the labor room and I get past the early stage and I'm all right. I get past the second phase. I'm like, oh, wait a minute now. I don't know. This is getting a little tough. And I'm doing I still remember how to breathe. The little exercises that they teach you. When you're going through transition, you got to learn how to breathe through it. Breathe through it. It's going to be all right. It's just a phase. It's just a transition. It's just a little rough patch. It's just a little rough patch. Don't get discouraged. So what, you experienced a little bit of foreclosure. So what? They walked out on you. It's just a transitional phase. And so I remember going through that and breathing through. But what happened was I remember starting to feel intense and the doctor identifying and saying, okay, we're close now. And they turned my body over because I was on my back at first. They turned my body to the side and my God, I went into transition. When I say it felt like a ton of bricks hit my back. That I could not, I was like, I'm not going to be able to do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't. And they said, breathe. Just breathe. I just want to encourage you today, if you are a dreamer, if you are trying to birth a vision, a dream, an idea, a ministry, whatever you have put your hands to, you are going to succeed. You are going to win, but you just have to breathe through it. Just breathe through it. He is faithful, that promise. The same God that gave you the vision is the same God that's going to help you through this process and this transition. You will make it through. And I breathe through that transition process. And what's happening through all of this, the cervix is thin, completely open, the dilation completely open, because now the baby has room to not only move in the birth canal to make its way out, but to also come out. And I want to tell you that if you are experiencing intense transition, it's because you are at the point of birthing that thing into fruition. It is time. You cannot give up in transition. Transition is just before the breakthrough. You're right there. You're right there. You can't give up now. This is your time. You will do it. So and then as soon as you have the baby, when you get to that point, they're telling you, okay, push. You feeling this urge, I've got to push. I got to get this. I've got to push. I've got to birth this. I got to do it. If I don't do it, I'm going to die. I got to do it. And they tell you to wait. That happened to me. I said, but I feel like I'm ready. I feel like I'm ready. I'm ready to do this thing. I got everything in order. I got my team. I got my business cards. I got this. I got that. I'm ready. I can do this. And they said, wait. Because if you push too soon, you'll actually end up damaging the cervix, causing it to swell, and the baby won't be able to come out, and you will delay your process. You'll be in pain longer, and it'll take you longer to have the baby. Isn't that crazy? It's like you feel ready, but you can't push until they say. And the Mayo Clinic will tell you that you need to have what is known as a labor coach, because your labor coach will be assigned to you to help you, tell you when you need to push, and to tell you, no, just pull back a little bit. It's not time to push yet. Just wait just a minute. Let's think about this idea. Let's think about that idea. Don't move too quickly. But you'll get anxious because you get ready to move. You feeling like this is my time. This is my season. I'm going to do this thing. I'm ready now. Everybody else is doing it. It must be my turn too. And the labor coach will tell you, just wait a minute. Keep breathing. Not yet. Almost. You have to be fully dilated before you bring this dream to pass. You got to get your business plan together before you push. You got to have the right people in your corner before you push. You got to have your finances together. You got to have structures and systems and strategies together before you start pushing. And then they'll give you the word to say, all right, now push. And when you push, you give it all you got. And if you are a dreamer today, I'm telling you, give it all you got. Push. I want you to push. If you got to cry, push. If you got to fast, push. If you got to hang the phone up, push. If you got to stay up all night, push. Because if you have a vision and a dream and a business, this is your season to move through transition. You've already been pregnant for 9 months. You've already went through the early stage. You already went through the second phase of labor. You are already experienced in transition, and now is your time to push. Your season of travail is over. Your season of crying is over. Come on, sweetheart, you can do this. You need to hire you some labor coaches. Find out who is in your corner that can help you bring your dream into pass. Who is your labor coach? Who is your midwife? Who is it that's going to help you bring your dream together? Who is it that's going to help you organize your business and get your structure, your systems, your strategies in order? You need to find out who your labor coach is. Birther, if you are a person that is assigned to bring anything into the earth, you need to have a labor coach. You need to have somebody on your side that's going to help you. Good morning, Delmar, woman of God. If you are in labor and you know it's time for you to bring your dream to pass, you need to find who your labor coach is. And labor coaches exist in all facets of life, of business, and in ministry. I am not going to go and hire a nail tech to help me build an architectural building. I need to find an architect. So you need to identify what your dream is and then find the expert for that field that's a good fit for you. And watch this. Invest in yourself. That means pay some money. Yes, because your dream is going to cost you. Not only does it cost you physically, mentally, and emotionally, but it costs you monetarily. And I think that's what we miss it sometimes. We don't want to make the investment. But you need to find an expert in the area that you are trying to birth your dream and your gift in and make the investment. I promise you, it's going to be well worth it. Good morning, Sam. It's going to be well worth the investment. So 3 phases of labor: early stages, active labor, and transition. Where are you at? Identify where you are in your journey. Know that it's typical for the process to bring anything to pass. And then make sure that you take time to find out who your labor coach is and invest in that labor coach to help you bring it to pass. Because what you don't want to do is die pregnant. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. I want to heart my own screen up. You don't want to die pregnant. How horrible would that be? To walk around for 9 months feeling the kicks on the inside of you, feeling the inspiration on the inside of you, dreaming of the nursery, dreaming of the building, dreaming of the clientele, dreaming of the stage where you're speaking to thousands of people. And you let fear keep you in a place. You let fear of investing in yourself. You let fear of people not accepting you, people rejecting you, hold you in a space. And you die empty. That's crazy. God doesn't do anything incomplete. If he impregnated you, if he gave you the vision, then there is always provision. You just got to move past the fear. And the only way to move past the fear is, guess what? Just to move. Just bust the move. My mission in life is to die empty. I don't want to die full. I don't want to die full. And I learned 3 years ago, I made a decision to start making an investment in myself. I started investing in coaching programs. I started investing in webinars. I started joining groups that can help me get to where I'm trying to get. Because I refuse. I have too much purpose to die empty. There are too many people that I have to help, that I'm assigned to help. And let me just say something about that assigned thing. Make sure that whoever you connect with, that they are assigned to you and you are assigned to them, even in business. Because if they are not assigned and anointed to carry you, they will drop you. Ask Mephibosheth. Do y'all know the story of Mephibosheth? And the nurse grabbed him and she fell and he ended up laying on his feet for the rest of his life because she was not anointed to carry him. And so you need to find out who is your designated coach, who is your designated labor coach, who is the person that is assigned to help you get to the promised land, Moses. And I love the story of Moses because what I like about the fact that Moses was not your typical, he didn't look like your typical person. He had a speech impediment. They may not be the prettiest. They may not be the most educated. They may not even have their branding together. But if they are assigned and anointed to help you birth your baby, guess what? That's the one you need to get. I'm just saying. Make sure they're assigned and anointed to carry you so you don't end up being dropped. And I know what that's like to be dropped. And you delay your process of producing. All right? So that's all I wanted to share today. I did not even intend to preach. I feel like I preached and that was not my intention today. But I just wanted to encourage you alongside of birthing your dreams, you know, and identifying where you are in your process and know that it's just a part of your process. And what God has promised for you, it shall come to pass. It is going to pass. Remember to push through your pain, push through the disappointments, and invest in your own destiny. Stop waiting on the preacher. Stop waiting on the prophet to tell you about your journey. Invest in your own destiny. You done prayed long enough. You done cried long enough. It's time to get up and have this baby. All right? Now I feel like I'm fussing. I want y'all to do all that you are called to do. Well, you've been listening to Joyce Gilmer, life coach, certified professional coach, certified Christian life coach, as you probably can tell. I'm also the CEO of Empowered Living, Coaching and Consulting, and the founder of the Kingdom Sisters Network, where you can find us on Facebook and join our ministry there. Actually, we encourage women in ministry and we empower them in life, business, and in ministry through monthly empowerment calls, monthly prayer calls, practical webinars and trainings for their business to help them improve strategies and systems for their business. So if that's you, if you are a woman of faith and you want to join our network and you have a gifting that you can help us move forward in our ministries and our businesses, we need you to be a part of our network. So go to Facebook and look for us, the Kingdom Sisters Network, and we'll be glad to have you. You delay your process of producing when you are dropped. Invest in your dream. That's right. That's a wonderful summary, Prophetess Bridget. That's a wonderful summary. God bless you all today. I'm going to do more of these. I'm going to effort to do them more in the evening. Win Forever. What's your first name, Win Forever? I think this is the first time I've seen you join my scope. What is your first name? And where are you scoping in from? Thank you, Miyoshi, for joining today. Thank you all for inviting followers. Have a wonderful and productive day, and we will see you soon. God bless you. Don't forget to push. Wendy from Baltimore. Hey, Wendy from Baltimore. God bless you all. Have a good day. I'll talk to you.